This is Smallzy Surgery.
And all you want to do is hold me forever. Hey, it's Ricki-Lee here. You're listening to Smallzy on Nova. I was made for loving you, baby, on my own.
Look who's hanging out on the show tonight. It's not only is it album day, it's International Women's Day. She's the most powerful woman I know. She's got one of the most powerful in the biz. Ricki-Lee's here, everybody.
Thank you.
Hey.
It's good to be here. It's fun to be in this studio.
By the way, I love that she says it's fun to be here. She's here every day. She's just in the room across the
No, but it's exciting
hall.
to be in here, and it's exciting to talk to you because it's different.
Thanks.
It's fun.
We should do a radio show one day, you and I.
We should.
I don't know.
I reckon we'd both get fired.
We'd get cancelled.
100% cancelled.
We would get cancelled. Hey, big day for you.
Huge.
Album's out.
It's just, I can't even tell you what that feels like.
Yeah.
Like, I released my last album 10 years ago.
It was not 10 years ago.
2014. And there really is no reason other than I haven't been on the same page with a record label.
Okay.
Is the reason
Yeah.
I haven't had an album out since then.
Right.
But now, she's doing it all on her own. I'm
You're like-
Sans record label. I'm
Yeah.
doing this by myself.
This
I
just means she just
decided-
makes more money on her own is what it
100%.
does. Yeah.
Well, no, it means I spend the money to make all
It.
of this and all
Yeah.
of this and the music videos
Yeah.
and all of it. But then, on the other side, if it's successful, you get it back.
And
but
if
that's not what it's
and
about.
and if it's not successful, she'll be homeless forever.
Yeah, forever. I'm going to have to start selling my shit.
No, don't.
no,
You
never.
don't. No, I tell you why.
Never.
I know some radio people who weren't smart. They selling their shit now.
Don't ever sell your shit.
No, don't ever sell your shit.
Don't ever sell
and
your
don't ever
shit.
sell it on Facebook Marketplace.
And also marry a guy that's really obsessed with money.
Yeah, that's also a very good thing too.
Because then, everything's taken care of. And you
Yeah,
can,
you just know how much you can spend because he'll pump the brakes on
and
it.
he'll
right?
say enough.
And you need
Enough
to
is
calm
enough.
down.
But the fun thing about doing my album myself is
Yeah.
that I am in control of it all.
Yeah.
And it is quite a powerful, empowering, amazing feeling at the end of this. It's like climbing Everest.
Yep.
It's like at the start of this whole project years ago, I was kind of standing at the bottom going,
It's a
how are we
long
going to get
way.
all the way up to the top?
Yeah.
And now I think it's also why in the music video for On My Own, I
Yep.
wanted that vision of me standing at the top of a mountain. Because
Which that video clip still gets rinsed, by the way. That's I
cool,
see that
hey?
at the gym every time I'm there. I'm like, Jesus Christ, she's got more since
It's
then, right?
so fun. It's so fun. But it's so epic and it's so grand and it's such a statement and it's like a big
Yep.
F you to all the people that said I couldn't do it or that doubted me or tried to hold me back or any of that.
All of
It's
that.
just
I
like,
get it.
Yeah, I can.
I get it. And now
Watch
it's
me.
out. And now it's out. And now what do you do?
Oh, now it's out and I know. It's so exciting.
You've been working for the last decade towards this moment. Is it going to be anticlimactic? Like, let's pretend it's going to go. It's going to go so well. She's a superstar. But now what are you going to fill your days with?
Well, it's kind of odd because now it's not my album anymore. It's
Yeah.
everybody else's.
Yeah.
So it's like I've spent all of this time, particularly the last 2 years, every single day, every waking moment I have has been poured into this album and making this music and putting it out into the world. So now it's not mine anymore. It's
No.
like everything's done that I can possibly do is done, and now it's everybody else's to enjoy. And my job is done. I get to kind of sit back and relax and watch the love pouring in, and already it's blowing my mind.
I was going to say, do you read the feedback? How do you get feedback?
Yeah.
Are you going to read the comments? If you post something up, do you avoid it?
Of course, no, because I want to know, because I'm a psycho, I want to it's kind of like masochistic. I just want to be like, do you like it?
Do you want to? And if someone doesn't like it, do you want to argue it with them?
No,
the point?
of course not, because music is not something that you can force down anyone's
This
throat.
is true.
And it's subjective. It's not something that,
I get that.
so if someone doesn't like it, that's okay. It's not for you.
Now, how are you going to fight Ariana Grande? Because her album's out today as well. Now, did
I
you
know.
plan this?
Well, what we do is we tell everyone to buy my album.
Yeah, and Ariana who?
No, she's a wonderful artist. And
Oh,
it's
she's a little
International Women's
toxic
Day.
at the moment, a
So,
little
we're celebrating all women, but buy my album over hers, please. Thank you. She's got enough.
Have you never stole a man, did you? You never.
What's going on? Because I read this. There's something. What's going on with our?
She's rooting SpongeBob SquarePants.
What is that?
That is
With
the
a
guy-
cartoon. You can't root a cartoon.
No, he played. Didn't he play SpongeBob SquarePants on Broadway?
Oh, because she was married and then
To the real
she's
estate
done
agent,
Wicked,
and then
something's happened.
And then he left. The other guy left his wife and newborn baby for Ariana.
Shit happens.
Yeah, life happens.
Sometimes people are in shitty relationships and then they end and then they find other people real quick, and that's all right. I don't know, but buy my album.
The new song, I Was Made for Loving You. Do I want to know how much that sample cost to clear?
It cost 100%. Is what it costs.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So we didn't have to.
I need to quickly explain this for people that don't understand.
Yes, okay.
Like when you have a song and you use a sample or you use the idea or the lyric of another very famous song, you have to get permission from that other artist.
From the songwriters.
Yes. And they call that clearance. And then sometimes they'll go, yep.
Sometimes they might want a fee, or sometimes they might want a percentage
of the revenue
of the publishing. So, when we actually started writing this song, and it's a brand new song. Like we were starting, we wrote a verse, we wrote a pre-chorus, and then once we were playing the chords, once we got to the chorus, someone, I can't remember who it was in the room, saying, "I was made for loving you, baby." And usually when that happens, everyone screams and like does a drop and roll because it's like, get out of it, get out of it, get out of it. Like we just change because you can't. Like,
no, you can't.
So many people are getting in trouble for like ripping off songs and things like that. But it was like, it felt so right that we were like, you know what? Let's just see where this goes. And if it works, and it was only the first 2 lines of the chorus that we used from the Kiss song. Yeah. And the rest of the song is brand new.
Of course.
And it just... I don't know.
It feels right.
It just felt right. It worked. When we went into the studio that day, I wanted to write this.
How long did it take to get the permission and the clearance?
It was pretty quick.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It was pretty quick. So we got it cleared. I think it was within a few weeks of us finishing the song. Yeah. And when they came back, they said, "Yep, you've got the green light to use it, but here's the deal." Yeah. We were calling it "Made for Loving You." It has to be called "I Was Made for Loving You." Okay. We want 100% of the publishing, even though it's only 2 lines of the song. Yeah. It is one of the most famous, iconic songs in the history of the world.
Instantaneously, it takes you somewhere. I get it.
I get it.
No, it's fine.
And I think that that's fair.
Yeah.
But the other thing that I thought was really odd was that we weren't allowed to even be credited as songwriters on the song.
Oh, is that so?
Which is so wild because it's 2 lines and a whole song is written around it. But, you know, it was too good.
What are you going to do?
You know what? I don't care.
You know what? That's it.
I don't care. I've got enough credits on songs and no one really cares even when you have the credits. So who cares?
What an interesting story. Did you, and obviously back, 10 years ago, you would have done that through a label and you maybe didn't have visibility on a conversation like that. Now, you would have had to have been involved in that, right?
Well, here's the fun part.
Yeah.
Out of when you own your masters and you're the record
Taylor
label,
Swift, everyone,
and when you are the record label and you own your masters, 50% of 100% is the songwriting, and the other 50% is whoever owns the master.
Oh, okay.
So I don't care if you take all the publishing because I have 50% of the song anyway.
Okay, I didn't know that. That's
how it kind of works with the splits.
So
the record label generally, the record label owns they own the master. Yep. They own 50% and then the songwriters split the other 50%.
Is that how it works?
That's how it works.
So
when you own your masters, you get that record label 50% no matter what.
No matter what. It's only the publishing part of it that they can take the 50, which is 50% of the whole pie.
Yes. People can sometimes ask for a piece of the master.
Okay. Yeah.
But then it's
a bit messy.
It's messy, and then you got to account to people.
Are you telling me quickly? Sorry, so I understand this. If you are signed on like a major record deal, 50% of that song and everything it makes goes directly to the record label if they own the master. Mm-hmm. Then the other 50% gets split between the songwriters, the producers, and the artist.
Well, no, this is where it gets really technical. So the artist, if you're just a singer and artist on the song and you haven't written any lyrics, you get a 1% of the master. That's your deal with the record label.
Okay.
If you manage to get that. Yep. And the producers generally would get like 2 or 3% of the master. So,
from the record company side. Yeah. But the publishing is all songwriters.
So 50% of any song
goes to the songwriters.
Is split between songwriters.
Okay. That explains why like some songwriters that you like the famous ones like the Max Martins and all of those, they're so rich. Yeah. Yeah, because
he's written all, like
everything.
The Weeknd, Ariana Grande, the Backstreet Boys,
and he's making half of whatever the whole song's making.
Yeah.
Wow.
And depending on how many people...
How do I get into that?
You gotta start writing songs, babes.
Yeah, they can't do that.
Yeah, depending on how many people are in the room. But sometimes, like, you look on say, Beyonce's last album, Renaissance. Yeah. Some of those songs are split 20 ways, the publishing.
Well,
there's little bits of like interpolations. She's used a bit of that person's song, but like she's a billionaire. She doesn't care. She's like, take publishing. There is
that funny meme, which is like that Rihanna Work song, which is just work. It has like 25 writers to it. And then
there's try me a design.
work. And there's like 25 people credited for that. But then there's some other songs across history that just have one songwriter.
Yeah, like
which is wild.
Billie Eilish. And I mean, Amy Shark is the same. She's like so many of her songs, it's just her.
That's crazy.
Which is insane.
Insane.
But yeah, it's songwriting is a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
It really is. And like
owning your masters is even more wonderful.
Well, if people like Taylor Swift were really trailblazers in this, like Chance the Rapper. There were so many artists that we do live in a landscape now and a business now where artists do have the opportunity, if they want to, generally not new artists.
No, this is the catch-22, right? It's like the horse before the cart, okay?
Yeah.
I think some new artists go, I want to own my master. It's like, but you have to get the runs on the board, and a lot of the time these traditional record companies and record labels, they are big machines that allow unknown artists to break through, to build a repertoire and a fan base, and that's in essence what you're paying for, right?
You need them and their expertise, and you need their budget and their finances to back you and to pay for your
first class airfares around the world.
Well, your
music
like
video.
when you go and you write songs, a lot of people, the record labels pay for that. I've always been a person that pays for that myself because I signed to an independent record label 20 years ago when I first came off Idol.
Yeah.
And so I've always dipped into my own money to make the music. So it's always been something I've done. But a lot of that's where like you need record labels, you need their marketing expertise,
Totally.
you need to know about advertising, you need to know how the business works and how producers and contracts and like there's so much that goes on in the business. But I think luckily I've learned so much over the years so that now I can do
navigate it on your own.
Yeah.
Okay, last thing. You got tour dates coming up. You're playing like literally everywhere. You've got the Palms in Melbourne sold out. Then you got the Enmore in Sydney in September, and then you're doing Days on the Green, right?
Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm really excited about the Enmore show. Like I've been wanting the Enmore is such an iconic venue, and I've wanted to play there forever. I've seen so many shows. So many of my favorite people play there. Yeah. So for me to be up on the stage, like I just want to go nuts. I'm gonna put everything on that stage. Okay. I'm so excited.
Happening September 14. Tickets on sale. Ticketek right now. The Enmore headline show. Congratulations on the album, Dal.
Thank you so much.
You can come back anytime. It's just a studio away, so you feel free to drop in anytime.
I love it. Thank you.
Smallzy Surgery
is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.